tuning in to the Tri-Central Newscast. I'm Cole Smith. We hope that everybody had a good fall break and got loads of candy while trick-or-treating. In other news, if you received your report card and weren't happy with your grades, be sure to see Mrs. Mason and sign up for your own special tutor. In the past, we had set dates every Tuesday and Thursday for tutoring, but we're changing from this setup because we feel that matching you up with a person can help benefit you by fitting into your schedule. So be sure to see Mrs. Mason. In upcoming news, we have the Fall Dance, which is less than 2 weeks away. It will be held November 14th from 8 to 11 p.m. in the high school cafeteria. It is for grades 9 through 12, and this year's theme is Jungle Allure. High school is hard enough without the potential rejection that comes with asking someone to the dance. So, here at the newscast, we have put together some tips for you when you ask your special someone to be your date. Step number 1. Find out if he or she already has a date. Number 2. Be courteous. Shower them with compliments and think of creative ways on asking them to the dance. Number 3. If you usually get nervous and sweat profusely, make sure you have some paper towel handy. Wipe the sweat from your face and then stuff it up underneath your armpits to control sweating and stench. Number 4. Ask as soon as possible to give your date plenty of time to prepare. And number 5. When the time finally comes and you're ready, make sure that you and your date are alone to avoid awkwardness. Get down on one knee and say, "Will you take me to be your lawfully wedded date to the fall dance?" Now, those are a few tips that we have given you, and these tips are 100% foolproof on getting yourself a date to the fall dance. Thank you and good luck. And now we will go to Haak, who will be taking your calls if you have any questions about asking your someone to the dance.
The lines are open, Tri-Central. Caller, you are now on speakerphone. What is your question?
Hi. Well, there's a really pretty girl that I want to ask, but everyone keeps telling me that she's out of my league. What should I do?
Well, first off, caller, I would like to ask your name and where you're from.
Sharpsville, Indiana. My name is Hollaback at ya.
Hollaback at ya. Oh, returning caller. Well, I believe that league stuff is a bunch of baloney. If you have the guts to ask her out face to face and maybe throw in a nice bouquet of flowers, no is never the answer. She will always say yes. Caller number 2, you're on the air. What's your name and where do you hail from?
I'm anonymous and I hail from Windfall. I'm a first-time caller and long-time listener.
Well, anonymous, what's your question?
Well, what if the girl you want to ask is a teacher at your school?
Sorry, but we can't answer that question. Caller number 3, you're on the air.
Hi.
Hello, what's your name and where do you hail from?
My name is Gary Percival. I'm from Kempton. I'm really nervous about asking this girl to dance. What should I do?
Well, Gary, is your dad's name Larry? Because if so, he was a good friend of mine. He had this same problem. Well, when he asked me this question, I told him to just go up there and do what you gotta do and hope for the best. That's all you can do sometimes. I mean, if you got the looks and you know what it takes, then the rest will just fall in place. It's natural ability. Thanks for your call.
This week on the Tri-Central Newscast, we have Mrs. DeLong, who is the 8th grade science teacher. Thank you for being on the show, Mrs. DeLong.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us how long you've been working at Tri-Central.
I've been here for 10 years, 13 years overall teaching.
Okay. And why would you say it's important to know the basics of science?
Well, I'm providing a foundation for my students in 8th grade and also in 7th grade, hopefully providing facts and principles so they can apply it to everyday life situations like critical thinking, problem solving, and working cooperatively.
Okay. And Why is science important in today's world?
Okay, well, with you being a senior, you're going to be going off to college, and in our ever-changing world of technology and with the careers that are in science, hopefully you'll be advancing on to science. Okay, we got to re-edit. Oh my gosh. With the ever-changing technology and the demands in science career, it's vitally important. And I like to think of science. Science is all around us, and it's a tool for creating progress.
Okay. Well, thank you for being on the Tri-Central Newscast this week, Mrs. DeLong.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Well, fall sports have come to a conclusion, and the winter sports, well, there's just practice. And we're talking about practice, not a game. So make sure you go out and pick up your winter sports schedule. And now, here's some highlights from what the news team's done in the sports world.
This is Leighton Adair, bringing you This Week in Sports.
I'm Eric Haak with your weather, Tri-Central. The leaves have finally all fell from the tree, and this week the temperatures will cool down around the low 60s, followed by some high chances of rain with strong gusts of wind. The fall solstice just passed a couple weeks ago, and the winter solstice gets closer every day due to the Earth's 23-degree tilt facing the sun. That's all for weather. And now for your Saturday look on the weather!
Thank you for tuning in to the Tri-Central Newscast. I'm Cole Smith, and I approve of this message.